Hi, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. Welcome to another one of my bedtime stories based off a couple more historical figures from the Vlad Dracula tarot deck. But here's, a couple of historical figures that are outside of the tarot deck as well. So I promised I would already, start with Captain General John Hunyadi, also known as the Knight of Swords. So if there's any Libra, Aquarius, or Geminis out who are watching right now, even though it could be past midnight my place, but anyway, so I will talk about a couple of these whole figures. But anyway, at the time when both Vlad and Radu's father, Vlad Dracula, was the ruler of Wallachia, which in modern days is called Romania. And during the years 1436 to 1442, and also from 1333 to 1447. John Hunyadi was an important historical figure in Hungary's defense against the Ottoman Empire during the 15th century, especially regarding his military leadership against the tumultuous time, following the death of King Sigismund. I thought I had a picture of him. Where are you, if you are even around? Nope, I don't think I even have. Anyway, of King Sigismund in the year 1437. So as, domestic problems more or less started taking place, Hunyadi was appointed by, the king at the time, a different king called King Vladislav III, to protect Hungary's southern border, where he managed to achieve some victories against the Ottoman Empire. So, one key battle that Hunyadi had won was the victory at Belgrade in 1456, when he was seen as a national hero and symbol of Hungarian resistance. Sad but true. I'm just going to kind of, we'll briefly, we'll run through, some of these historical things, because, throughout the course of more Dracula themes and stuff like that, I'm going to be talking more about, his relationship with, Vlad II of Dracula. But anyway, he's the one that also had both Vlad and Radu's father murdered as well. So I'm just going to kind of, we'll keep these, little snippets short, but sweet at a certain point and stuff like that. But as per usual, if you want to hear more, in the days, weeks, after this week, I will return temporarily back to, my vampire readings and stuff like that. But every so often, I actually do think it's interesting, and, to talk more about, the historical figures and stuff like that. But anyway, here's a little taste of who this guy actually was and how he's incredibly important in Hungary. So if you're, traveling or thinking about maybe heading off to Hungary, maybe after the summer holidays or something, or during any time frame, of course, it's like, it would be interesting if there's any kind of like, information, maybe statues or any kind of historical, like sites or something, or statues. Of course, I just mentioned that of this guy, because he is quite an important icon in Hungary. So, but anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys enjoy these brief but short, but also to the point snippets. But I'm going to be continuing on with another important figure named Hamza Bey. So please feel free to stay tuned for that. Thank you.